Did you know that many studies show that the brain is negatively impacted by the heat? That's why I've been screwing up these words. That includes the way we think, our mood, the whole deal. So on this day, when it's going to be 107, KRLD's John Little talked to Leigh Richardson from the Brain Performance Center in Dallas about all this.
Well, John, you got to think about the brain as an organ, just like the heart. And we certainly think about, when we get too hot, when we get dehydrated, it can affect our blood pressure. It can strain our heart and our kidneys. Well, guess what? It can strain your brain too. And I think a lot of times what I've noticed is people, they lose their clarity and they're just a whole lot more irritable.
Irritability, oh my goodness, and that could be, with people on the road, but that can be in our everyday lives as well, and those closest relationships can take the brunt of some of that irritability.
Certainly can, and sometimes at 5:30, I know my car's been sitting out in the sun all day, and I start thinking, well, time to go home. Going to go get in my car and go home. Like, oh, it's going to be so hot, and it is so hot, but, it just kind of alters my mood. And I think that part of that is because we know what to expect. But the other part is the way I'm choosing to look at it. I'm choosing to look like I'm going to go get in a hot car and be miserable. And instead, I need, I'm going to go get in my car. Yeah, it's hot, but then I'm going home.
I just think this study that we're referencing is pretty incredible, that there's a documented dip in cognitive performance at air temps of 79 degrees or more. That's just nuts that they can figure that out. But I think it kind of goes to show that, how we create our environment, around us, whether it be air temperature or just, here in my cubicle looking at things that I love, it can really affect our performance as well in a positive way when we change our environment positively.
It can. And I think another thing that we can do to change how we feel is to stay hydrated. People, it's so hot that we probably should be drinking water every 20 minutes. The brain only weighs 3 pounds. It's 80% water, but the brain doesn't have the capability to store water. So we've got to continuously keep ourselves hydrated.
All right, be drinking that H2O. Leigh Richardson from the Brain Performance Center in Dallas.